This video has gained over 6.4 million views on TikTok.
I've read every theory on how they built those pyramids.
And really, there's nothing special about the video itself. I will say the content in the video is fascinating, which is an important note to make. But beyond the content itself, there's nothing that makes this video really stand out. We have some captions shown on screen, some light background music going on, and that's all that has been done to this video. So we're going to see if we can make a better clip than this 6.4 million view video. Now, I was hoping to edit this exact clip from the Joe Rogan podcast, but I cannot find this episode anywhere. So instead, we're going to have to do our own. I loaded in an episode of the Joe Rogan podcast into Minvo. And when I put this roughly 3-hour video into Minvo, I came back with 77 different clips. So I went through the clips trying to find the most interesting one that I could find from the show. And I landed on this one here, talking about artificial intelligence potentially taking over humanity. And I think this works a couple different ways because one, right now, AI is a hot topic. Everyone's talking about AI and what's coming next down the line. So I think this clip is perfect in terms of keying on a hot topic right now. So we're in Minvo and I have not touched this clip at all. Everything that's in here right now has only been done with Minvo. So we have a science documentary background music that is playing throughout this entire clip. We have several sound effects going on throughout here, and then we have the clip itself. So now for the clip itself, you can see as I click through here, everything is a little bit off-centered. It looks like as the AI went through and tried to match up the face, it didn't totally get it. Here it seemed to get Joe Rogan in frame for a couple of these. So I'm going to go on this first clip and I'm just going to make a few adjustments. Go to the next clip, make sure our guest is in there. Okay, so I went through, there were about 2 or 3 that were off-centered. I lined them up, so now everything is in frame. And the first thing that I like about this video right out of the gate is that the guest is talking, but we're first showing a clip of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is a very recognizable person, and when he pops up on the screen, people are going to immediately connect with the fact that it is Joe Rogan, and he's probably going to be saying something crazy or interesting, or he has an interesting guest that's going to be saying something crazy or interesting. So I like the fact that we have Joe Rogan as the first thing people see when they come to the video. So we're not going to change anything about that. Now, additionally, you can see we have this lightning bolt on here, which means there's a pop-in video effect happening right at the beginning of this clip. And additionally, you can see that we also have a sound effect that Minvo added in for the first clip of this video, which I think is perfect. So let's play through the first part of this and see what it sounds like.
So if artificial intelligence were really intelligent and it were a being.
Okay, so while it's popping and we kind of get that sound effect going, I like that. I'm probably going to turn this up just a little bit. I'm going to turn the volume on this. Let's make it about, let's see how 60 sounds.
So if artificial intelligence were really intelligent.
Okay, I think that's a little more attention grabbing. I like that. Now, I also want to come down and click on the background music here. I do want to adjust the volume on this just a little bit. I'm going to put this to 10 so it's a little bit more noticeable.
The next thing it would do would be.
Maybe that's still a little bit too much. So let's take this back to like 8. That should be good.
Get rid of us.
I don't think it would get rid of us. I think it would.
I think where we're at now is a good mix. I do want to add B-roll in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this Activate Magic Media button. And then I have an option for GIF, image, video. I'm going to use AI generated images. I've found that the AI images that Minvo creates end up a lot better than a lot of the stock videos and images that get thrown into the video. They seem to be a lot more in line with the content. So I'm going to click Activate. Now, if we scroll through the timeline here, we can see we have this futuristic looking city, which is definitely on point with the theme of the content. And then we have another artificial intelligence kind of looking clip. Then we have kind of this collage of images. So we go quite a long time without any more B-roll. Now I like to go in and add the magic media using AI to automatically add it in for me because I'm always very interested on where it is going to add B-roll. And now I'm going to work through the video from start to finish and identify areas where I think it would be beneficial to have B-roll included. And then I'm going to manually add that in myself on top of what Minvo has already added for me. So as I'm doing this, the purpose of the B-roll is to add to what is already there. We're not just seeing his guests the entire time. It's kind of like watching a movie that you can follow along with.
Fire us.
Yeah.
Use us.
Yeah. It would
deploy us.
We made it. And so I think our only alternative would be to merge with it. That's the only way we're going to survive. It would be to merge with it. That's the only.
So I adjusted this one. I made this rather than cover the entire page. I wanted it to just pop up as an image. And I'm going to add in a pop-in animation here. So it actually pops onto the screen, and then animation during, I want it to zoom in as opposed to pan.
That's the only way we're going to survive.
Yeah.
Because I think the crudeness of the biological model that we exist in, like the crudeness of our physical body.
I think that next image works pretty well. I kind of like how that, but I might actually extend it a little bit. We go.
That we exist in, like the crudeness of our physical bodies.
Yeah.
and I want to stop it after physical bodies. So I'm going to drag this out about that far, maybe a little bit more. I'll play through this once again.
Biological model that we exist in, like the crudeness of our physical bodies, is so difficult to escape. It's so ancient. It's like this.
Ooh, so okay. When he says it's so ancient, actually, I want to add some B-roll in here for that. So to manually add it in, I'm just going to right click. Oops, I'm going to right click in the timeline, click insert media. And first let's search just normal B-roll. We're going to type in ancient and see what pops up. Oh yeah, I like that. That one. We're using that one. Okay. And I actually want the clip to start back here a little bit. So we're going to drag it.
It's so ancient. It's like this code.
And I'm definitely going to drag this clip out
It's the same code that
probably until the end of here. Let's check out the animations that we can add to this video specifically. So we can do another pop in. We can do a slide, a fade. Maybe we'll fade this one in and we'll fade it out. And the animation during, we have enough going on. The video's already moving, so we don't really need an animation during. So let's see how this looks.
difficult to escape. It's so ancient. It's like this code is the same code that it was Australopithecus. And it was like,
Yeah, I really like that. So let's keep working through. There's no B-roll at the back half of this video, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to add more B-roll into here, and we'll see how it comes out. Okay, now at the very end of this clip, it's kind of a big moment where he says the only way that we're going to survive is to become one with it. And then he kind of pauses for a minute and then just says, or pull the plug. And at this point, I want to have a kind of zoomed in effect. So I'm going to split the timeline here right before he says that. The only change that I'm going to make to this clip here is I'm going to have the framing of it be a little bit closer in on his face. So when we play through,
that we have to survive is to become one with it. Or pull the plug.
I think that's good. I like that. So hopefully you can see what I did there. Rather than using a video effect that pops in, all I did was kind of do a zoomed in version of it that serves like an effect, but it doesn't have the extra movement of an actual effect itself. And it still serves a really strong purpose in this video. Now, we didn't really talk about the captions in here. This style is more on brand with my content already. So I'm going to leave these the way that they are. But I do have tons of videos on this channel already talking about how to modify and edit the captions to fit your brand and your needs specifically. So we're going to leave the captions in this video as is for now. So now here is the finished clip.
So if artificial intelligence were really intelligent and it were a being, the next thing it would do would be get rid of us.
I don't think it would get rid of us. I think it would acquire us.
Acquire us.
Yeah.
Use us.
Yeah. It would
Deploy us.
We made it. And so I think our only alternative would be to merge with it. That's the only way we're going to survive. Because I think the crudeness of the biological model that we exist in, like the crudeness of our physical bodies, is so difficult to escape. It's so ancient. It's like this code is the same code that it was Australopithecus. And it was like all these like animals were living in savage environments. And we have all these built-in human reward systems that are so problematic. And these are the things that are exploited by social media and by so many of the problems that we talked about earlier. It's exploited by leaders, exploited by... And I think that if we do create a sentient artificial intelligence, the only hope that we have to survive is to become one with it. Or pull the plug.
I'm really interested to hear what you think of this clip specifically. So drop a comment down below and let me know how we did.